Hello and welcome back to Spectacular Sports. In this video, I'll be giving you guys my 2024 MLB Playoff Predictions. And I know this season I've never really been talking about the MLB, but I've been looking at the standings, looking at some news, so this is my best guess for the playoffs. But first we need to look at the playoff picture, and today the Mets and Braves played each other and they split, so that means Arizona's out. And yeah, them in Chicago, St. Louis miss. And in Seattle, Minnesota, and Boston miss in the AL. This MLB season has been pretty surprising. Like the Tigers and Royals missing the playoffs was surprising to me. But yeah. So starting off in the AL wild card, we have the Royals versus the Orioles. And the Royals have been a good team this season, surprising. Bobby Wood Jr. has had a really good year. And the Orioles, they've just been really good, and I think the Orioles will carry this momentum into the playoffs, winning 2-0 over the young Royals. Moving on to Tigers Astros, and also in the AL wildcard. This is a really interesting game, series, because the Tigers are a young, unexperienced team, while the Astros are the complete opposite. But I feel like with all this momentum and having like the best record since early August, basically, I think the Tigers actually get this one over Houston. This is upset, but I think Detroit's gonna get the win there. Moving on to Padres Braves, and the Braves, even with Acuna out and all their injuries, they've managed to get here to the NL wildcard. They're facing off against the Padres, who they've looked like one of the best teams in the MLB this season. They've got all their stuff together from last year. They look better without Juan Soto, and I think the Padres get this one 2-1 to move on to the second round. In the last wildcard game, we have Mets Brewers, and the Mets have also been a pretty surprising team. They kind of came out of nowhere, and they're facing off against the Brewers. Always good. Like they're never going to be the 1 seed, but they're always going to make the playoffs. And I think they win in the wild card 2-0. So here's the MLB playoff picture after my wild card predictions. So we got Tigers, Guardians, Orioles, Yankees, Brewers, Phillies, and Padres, Dodgers. So starting in the AL, we have Yankees, Orioles, and I think these are the best two teams in the AL, but because of the playoffs work, they have to play each other in the second round, assuming Baltimore wins against Kansas City. But, this series is going to be electric, and I'm just going to pick the Yankees because I feel like they have an overall better roster, but honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Baltimore won this one. Also in the ALDS, you have another divisional game between the Guardians and the Tigers. Tigers, have been a really shocking team this season, and especially I think they'll beat Houston, but I don't think they'll make it to the ALCS just yet. I think the Guardians will take care of them in a 5-game series, 3-1. So now we have the NLDS, Padres, Dodgers. I do like the Padres. They're one of my favorite teams. Probably my favorite team. Either them or the Mariners, who missed the playoffs again. But anyway, this series comes down to who can play better at home. Because honestly, I think the Padres are going to play their hearts out. Even though the Dodgers have an overall better roster with Mookie Betts, Shohei Ohtani, Teoscar Hernandez, and 50 other great players, and this has been an insane playoff rivalry over the last couple of years. But I'm just gonna pick the Dodgers here. But just like the Orioles, Yankees, I wouldn't be shocked if the Padres won this series. Moving on to Phillies Brewers. The Phillies, I think, have looked really good this year, and the Brewers have looked good. But I think this Philly. I feel like all these games are gonna be close, but I think Philly will get through and win. Moving on to the NLCS. So yeah, here's our playoff picture after the divisional series. So we have 1 versus 2 seed in both conferences, or I guess leagues. But yeah, so let's get into the ALCS. Yankees versus Guardians. It's gonna be a fun series, but I think the more talented team, New York's gonna get this one. It'd be fun if the Guardians won this, but I don't know, man. I just feel like the Yankees are like really good. I feel like there's not much to say, but yeah. NLCS, Dodgers Phillies. This is gonna be probably I think this is gonna be the playoff series of the year. Phillies make the NLCS for the 3rd year in a row, maybe the 4th, but yeah, Phillies are a playoff team. Like they always go through in the playoffs, and recently the Dodgers have kind of choked, and I think the Phillies will get this one in 7 games, even though they're traveling from one side of the country to the other every 2 games. But yeah, I think in the 7-game series, Philly gets this one. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know what the last slide was. That's my bad. We have Yankees versus Phillies, the World Series. And I think that the Phillies will win. I don't know. I just feel like the Phillies, they've been so close every year. Especially last year, I thought they're a lock to make the World Series, but Arizona had that crazy comeback. But I don't know. I just feel like the Phillies, this is their year to win it all. 7-game series, Philly versus New York. Yeah, that's my 2024 MLB predictions video. Kind of a quick video, but I like to give my takes on the MLB sometimes, even though I'm kind of casual. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, comment below who you think's gonna win the World Series. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Peace.